show brought to you in part by Zancudo shirts, teespring.com/Jimbothy. Get yours today before the time runs out. What is up, people? Do not answer that, please, for the love of God. So there's been a lot of talk around the Grand Theft Auto 5 community about certain jets coming in to Grand Theft Auto the 5th. A lot of people, so-called friends of mine, fellow YouTube colleagues, seem to think they know what's going on. Oh, and old Jimbothy, he's just out in the dark, not finding any of this leaked coding, because he doesn't take his game apart. He doesn't run it in the CD player and open up a Word doc and then slam on the keyboard. Just typing gibberish. Anyway, today we're going to show you how to get the HYDRA jet in Grand Theft Auto 5th Edition. What up, hater? But first we're going to run through a little speculation ops, as I like to call it. Sorry, Anthony, I stole your series title. Okay. Around the community, people have been saying a new pilot school DLC is going to mosey on down into Grand Theft Auto 5 Online Edition. Recently listened to a podcast which will go unnamed. We don't name and shame on this channel. That's not what we do here. And it was it was arduous listening to this podcast, these group of YouTubers discussing what they think the HYDRA is going to be like. What their so-called thoughts are firing off into their heads and making their mouths move with the words that they wish to express. My friends, it was disturbing. What they decided to say was that they thought the HYDRA was coming back and that it looked like the jet portrayed in the initial Grand Theft Auto 5 trailers. Now, we're going to play some clips here. We're going to show you. They even said, if I quote correctly, and I am, that this jet looks exactly like it does in San Andreas. Duh! But when we look at the jet here, okay, there's nozzles, exhaust nozzles, not unlike the HYDRA from San Andreas time. However, to play devil's advocate for this one point in favor of it being a HYDRA, there's also evidence against it in which we're going to point out that this jet has a massive afterburner on it. A giant glowing fireball at the end of the jet in the trailer. That's not on the HYDRA of San Andreas time. No, the HYDRA was based off the Harrier jump jet, a British innovation that showed that modern jets can actually vertically take off and land. A VTOL system using pushed air to get itself off the ground. And no incarnation of the HYDRA or Harrier had an afterburner on it, which leaves me thinking that maybe they were wrong in their estimations. But that's neither here nor there. What I think will happen for the HYDRA, what my take on how Rockstar will portray the HYDRA is in simply looking at modern jet fighters. What we see here, if I had to take a guess, my friends, instead of going with the old, outdated Harrier of San Andreas days that was imagined as the HYDRA, I think the HYDRA, if they could pick any vehicle right now, would be not the Harrier, but the F-35B Joint Strike Fighter, another VTOL jet. And if you don't know what VTOL is, it's vertical takeoff and land. We already covered this. Conventional takeoff and land, where jets sort of get enough thrust under the wings to lift off, is called CTOL. You don't even have to call it that. You're just like takeoff. But we're creating a distinction here. So, the F-35B actually can do both. And instead of acting like the Harrier, in which jet nozzles are aimed downwards, the actual engine itself rotates, blasting a main stream of air pressure down. All the while, a second engine propelled by the main jet opens up, so it gets 2 pillars of stability, making it a very stable aircraft to fly. And that's what I think, because that's a new innovation. This is the 2010s we're talking about. GTA 5 takes place in 2013/2014, and the F-35B is widespread now throughout the United States military. It only makes sense that it would be an F-35B and not a Harrier, as the Harrier is massively outdated. And I think I'm going to be 100% correct, because fuck it, we're going to show you how to get the HYDRA jet today in Grand Theft Auto 5 Easter eggs. The first thing you want to do, this is fairly complex. You're going to need to have access to online mode. If you don't, well, find a way to get some. Maybe you plug the internet cable into your Xbox. That would be a good place to start. Second thing, you're going to need to have access to Fort Zancudo, and what I mean by that is simply a means of getting inside there in online mode. You can click the annotation on the screen. There's a previous tutorial I did showing how to get into Fort Zancudo very fast and efficiently. Now, alternatively, you can fly in, whatever, it doesn't matter. Once you're inside Fort Zancudo proper, not the outside wall thing, that's just bullshit right there. Let's call it what it is, my friends. It is bullshit. What you need to do is accrue a 4-star rating. This can be done simply by entering the premises, and you have to maintain it for a whole 48 minutes. And what that is next to impossible. You know why? Because there's tanks that spawn, and you're just like, I can't deal with this. And then the military people, the Marines, the fucking Marines, come with guns, and they can kill you in like 2 hits. So, I mean, it's a suicide run if there was one. Best places to do this, the open hangar, if you can sort of run around there and get good shots. There'll be lots of cover around there, but also a lot of military people and personnel will spawn in there. Tanks can't, but I wouldn't be surprised if a tank aimed at you and tried to disintegrate whatever presence of cells you had in the vicinity. That being said, the method I chose, and it is pretty risque, I might add, but boring. What I did, simply take a bike into Fort Zancudo, aim for the main control, the flight control tower, and you see this door, you simply want to drive into it at full speed. You will be ejected off your bike, and miraculously, out of some sort of Harry Potter novel, the 9 3/4 platform of Fort Zancudo, you'll fly through and dematerialize through around 4 inches of concrete. If you call Lester like I did, you'll be okay for a bit. It doesn't matter. Once you're inside, you simply have to wait out the 48 minutes, which is excruciatingly boring. But being that it is on Fort Zancudo property, you can actually go up to the flight deck control tower. At the very top, it's on the 6th floor, and simply open fire into the officers there. There will be officers spawning outside of the tower, like guaranteed 1,000%. In the case of Fort Zancudo officers spawning, yes, you are the father. Just pulled a Maury show out there. You got the reference, you took it, you listened to it, and you loved it. Now, what happens after this is you simply have to maintain 48 minutes, but officers will also spawn inside of the building, making this a death trap if there ever was one. What you want to do is, once you've made your way to the top, make your way back down to the bottom, and find a place to just chill the fuck out for 48 minutes. Don't go all the way back to where your bike is, because actually some of the officers, if they get the right angle, and they will, can shoot through the walls, which is just fucked. But considering that you flew through a wall, it's not that messed up. And remember, 48 minutes is a full 24 hours in-game. And simply, once that has been completed, you want to kill yourself. Now you'll spawn outside Fort Zancudo. Simply call your mechanic up and find a new means of getting inside there. And right after the break, we'll show you how to get the HYDRA. Welcome back to this episode, this very special Easter egg episode, and we're going to show you right now how to get the HYDRA. So, what was I saying? Have to get inside Fort Zancudo again. Oh my god, like the third time this episode. Drive to the back, and we're driving there now. You see it! You see that jet? It's not like the other ones. I can't wait to get a closer look. Oh my god. That's right! Thank you, Rockstar, for picking the F-35B. As time's tight, I'm going to show you the first flight mechanic. Note in the corner, the VTOL options come up. Watch this. Watch this. When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. Okay, we're pressing right on the D-pad. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. The engine just turns downward, and now we can start hovering. It's just like the HYDRA from San Andreas, but way better. And simply pressing the button again will get you conventional flight mode enabled. So we're flying downtown Los Santos. We got Mittens with me. Oh shit. You're so dead, Mittens. See that? It fires 2 missiles at once. And super fast at reloading. There's no machine guns on this, unfortunately, but the dual missiles more than make up for it. I love this jet. It's the best thing in the game right now. Flight School DLC confirmed somewhat. Jimbothy here showed you how to get the new HYDRA. I love you guys so much. Thanks for the support. Hope you guys found this video informative. Be sure to leave a like and share it on your social media platforms. Tell your friends how to get the new HYDRA jet in Grand Theft Auto 5. And while they're at it, buy a Zentorno shirt. Teespring.com/Jimbothy. We got Zentorno shirts for days. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. YouTube.com/McCallahan Industries. We got lots of Easter eggs coming after this one. Absolutely astounding. On the road to 200,000 subscribers, my friend. And you can also follow me on Twitter @TheJimbothy, and we can talk. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jimbothy. Links in the description below. Next time we find a new wonder weapon, I'm ecstatic. First YouTuber to find the HYDRA inside Grand Theft Auto. Peace. See you guys in the next video. Oh, don't answer that. Jimbothy here in today's episode. We're going to show you some of the new clothes